let's test this thing. Oh, the handle. Applewood. I just gave it a touch up with a worn piece of 120 grit sandpaper. So let's put a little oil on the handle. Oh man. Let's put a lot of oil on the handle. Just the kind of shape that intuitively came out of carving away on this in between cutting away on the blade with just about every kind of sharpening equipment and medium you can imagine. It got all scratchy. Now I just redid a kind of a basic belt satin and put a fresh edge on with the Tormek. And I kind of resisted using the Tormek up until now. I was just using hand stuff. Yeah, I put that fresh edge on with the Tormek and the wheel, and the edge kind of feels burry. You know, it's like a classic stainless steel sharpening experience. So I think that, however, anyway, it's definitely should be able to cut some cardboard. I've been saving this really nice piece of double-walled cardboard. Pretty, pretty tough stuff. So the corrugation is running that way. So I'm going to cut it down this way first and then into pieces. See how that goes. I'll go this way. See the knife at work. Yep. Great strength issues. This is good kindling. I do a lot of box cutting like this, so I'm always on the lookout for a good knife for box cutting. Which, you know, a good knife will cut a box, but maybe you don't want to use your best knife for that. Now this is breezing through. Well, breezing through, no. It was breezing through single wool. Pushing through this double wool. For single wool, my favorite is probably a hawkbill. Something like this, this Opinel one, do a pretty good job. But when you get to the double wool, that will start to actually hang up. You know, it'll start to. So then maybe you want something with a little bit of a recurve and belly. But after that, let's try a little paper slice. Yeah, I'm still having the same issue because there's no ricasso, so it just kind of starts getting sharp at a point. And so here it's still not really sharp, like it is up there. Anyway, pretty much slicing paper. Here's a little random thing that happened to be sitting on the table we can use for a whittling test. It's like a piece of cherry bow. That I was just kind of removing the bark from, and I kept this. And for a while I kind of used it as a thick spreader knife, you wouldn't, if you thinned it out, you'd lose a lot of that burl. So I'm thinking to cut this off and use it for bolsters or whatever. Anyway, but down here we can have a little whittle on this cherry wood here. Don't really have anything going on. I'm sure I've already had a way better edge on this than that. But anyway. I tested the hardness with my file testing kits. And it tested at coming in at maybe verging on 60 Rockwell. So I had some thoughts about this. Maybe I can I'll tell you what I thought about that, because and I looked up. This is made by Watson. It's an American company, and I don't think they're extant, but they made just this kind of thing: stainless steel cutlery with silver handles. So I'm trying to think to myself about the quality of steel. Well, here's this. This has also happened to be here, but this is a really good demonstration piece. Okay, it's an old American. Well, old, I don't know how old it is. Seems pretty vintage. Lamson. Oh, I had it upside down. So this is also made out of stainless steel. They could be you could pair them, knife and fork. But this steel is not very good. This is technically a piece of crap fork. No good whatsoever. I mean, soft olives, maybe. Something, I don't like bandy forks. So, this steel is good. It's good as in it's very hard. And, it will take and hold an edge. And... So yeah, I don't know. I was trying to find out what steel did Watson use, and they didn't specify. You can't find that information. But well, let's consider if this was made in maybe the 60s or 70s or something. What was available? There weren't that many stainless steels available like there are now, and of course they wouldn't have been going for some ultra exclusive option. But why wouldn't they have been going for approximately the best, right? And I'm not just talking about the best steel, because of course when it comes to a knife, perhaps more important than the steel itself, the formula of the steel is the heat treatment that it was given. So this is probably some crappy pot steel that isn't hardenable anyway, would be my guess. But here they used a hardenable steel, and they hardened it good and hard. Why? Well, because they used a good steel, because you wanted it to take a good polish. That was the thing with this. I should have had one of the blanks with me. It had you could go and look at my other video. It had a really nice mirror polish on it. So... I believe you need a good quality of steel to take a really good mirror polish. And so if they wanted the best, what's going to give us the best mirror polish? Maybe they went with a 440C, which is a really good steel. Full stop. I don't care what anyone says. It's a really good steel, 440C. Is it a really good knife steel? You know, okay, well, that's questionable. But there are some really good knives in 440C. I own at least one. It's called the Terra Keskus Viper. It's a Finnish-made survival knife in 440C, and it is awesome. So, I'm not saying this is 440C, I'm just saying, well, it could be. Why not? Because what would they have gone for? And it wasn't that the steel is not the most expensive part of this anyway. Oh, excuse me, not of this, but of what they were making. Surely the silver handle, sterling silver, was much more pricey. So it's a premium item anyway. And why wouldn't they have gone with the best? And the heat treatment, because a good heat treatment will also allow you to get a good polish, and it will also prevent oxidation. And so if people were buying cutlery, stainless cutlery from this brand back in the day, and it rusted easily, the word would have gotten out and it would have killed their business. So they probably used top quality stainless steel with a top quality heat treatment, relatively speaking. And I like I say, I've sharpened this knife now 10 times or something and tried it on all kinds of stuff, and I made loads of video footage and I deleted it. And I'm kind of done with it now, but this is going in the kitchen arsenal. And, you know, maybe I'll make some more video footage about it sometime. And maybe I'll make some more of these knives, because I have 7 more of these little blanks. That was kind of the idea. Because I started making these knife projects. Like I started making this hook bill using a cheap Stanley hook bill from the hardware store. But I started making a stag handle for it with a carbon bolster and all this stuff. And it's kind of an absurd thing, right? And so kind of moving in that direction, even that started to bog me down, because I kind of just want to do something easy. I just kind of want to go and make a knife. And so that was what I thought I would do with this. Well, in the end, I slept in today, because all the night before I didn't sleep, because I became so obsessed with this scrap knife. Piece of scrap. What a piece of scrap. Well, thanks for watching. Bye.